That's how we first line. This says 4 feet, the application says 5 feet.
The other two first.
Good evening. Adequate notice has been given in accordance with the Sunshine Law. Notice was published on November 22nd, 2017 in the New Jersey Star Ledger, the official newspaper for the Township of Springfield for the year 2017, and posted in the Annex Building on December 29th, 2017. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Jen, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Luigi Monaco is absent. Mr. Stephen Hochstein?
Here.
Mr. David Schnurr?
Here.
Mr. Mark Cunningham?
Here.
Mr. Daniel Poltrock is absent. Ms. Jody Cohen?
Here.
Mr. Harris Laufer is absent. Vice Chair Greg Roth?
Yes. Here.
And Chairman Anthony Fonseca.
Yes.
We have a quorum, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to ask for an approval of the minutes for the March 2018 meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
Yes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any objections or abstentions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. Okay. Our first and only resolution from last month is Ricardo and Sandra Morgado. Let's try that one more time. Ricardo Morgado and Sandra Colho, 48 High Point Drive, Block 3301, Lot 5. That was for a front yard building on lot coverage variances, addition and a driveway. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
I'll move to approve application 2018-2.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
May we have a roll call?
Mr. Hochstein?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Vice Chair Roth?
Yes.
Chairman Fonseca?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Our first applicant is not here tonight, so we're going to hear application 2018-5. Lenny Mayevsky, 138 Hawthorne Avenue, Block 1203, Lot 3. It's for a side yard variance for an AC condenser. Can you please come forward? Our attorney is going to swear you in.
Good evening, sir. Please raise your right hand. You swear testimony you're about to give and any evidence you present to the board is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Please give your name for the record, spelling your last name, and give your address, please.
Speak to the microphone.
And speak in the microphone.
Lenny Mayevsky. Do I need to spell my last name?
Yes, please.
Mayevsky.
And your address, please.
138 Hawthorne Avenue, Springfield, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Tell us what you want to do.
Central AC?
You want to be a little more specific?
Sure. Placement outdoor unit on the side of the property.
Does your house have central air now?
Used to be.
It used to. Where was it before?
When I bought the house, there were no central AC as a unit, but ducts were there. I removed them personally.
The ductwork was there.
The ductwork,
The ductwork was there. The
Correct.
AC unit wasn't there.
There was no condenser.
There was no condenser.
no.
All right.
There is platform, concrete platform.
Where was
existing.
that?
In 2007,
Where was the platform?
on the side of the house.
It was on the side of the house.
Same location?
Was it in the
Same
same
location
that
or
you're-
different location?
On the same location where basically proposal of placements.
And how far is that from the house? 2 feet, 3 feet,
Probably one.
1? Okay.
Yes.
Is there any record of the house having had central air?
I don't have anything. It's the applicant's responsibility to provide us with records. It's probably advisable, since he's here and asking for the variance, if you are to give him the variance, then it goes with the property and he doesn't have to come again. But originally, if it was there, it didn't comply with the ordinance anyway, because I know in the past, the distance was 20 feet from the property line.
So whether it was there or not really is kind of moot at this point.
Correct.
All right.
And the issue is there is no possible way to install any kind of other AC. No wall units, no window units. All windows casements and awnings. And there is no room on the wall to place any wall units as well.
What about in your backyard?
Backyard would be an issue. First of all, electric panel located on a site, on a proposed site. Basically, it's 1952 house, so the panel located in the bedroom,
Panels where?
right in the bedroom of the house.
I said where? It's in the bathroom of the house, is that what you said?
Bedroom.
Bedroom.
Yes.
There's
Do
no
you have a
basement?
basement?
No, crawl space.
Crawl space.
This is a one-story unit.
Well, yeah, it's a ranch. I saw the house. I don't know if it has a basement or not. That's why I'm asking the question. So, just out of curiosity, what's the difference whether the compressor's on the side of the house versus the rear of the house? The panel's still in the bedroom. So what's the issue?
Well, first of all, to get access to the panel, it means you need to run electric wires. Electric wires to run, it means you have to go through the attic. That's the only way you can run to the panel. There is no other way to get to the panel. So, in terms, it's possible, but it's totally impractical. The second part is line set for condenser line. The problem is, if you go on the side of the house, it's a mini split. So basically the way it works, you just run line directly, one angle, 90-degree angle directly to the room, and that's basically it. If I'll put on the back of the house, then I would have to have distribution unit in the attic, which basically impractical as well.
I was gonna say, where is the forced hot air unit now?
There is no forced, I replaced it to hot water.
So you hot water
So what's
baseboard?
gonna push the air through the ducts in the house?
It's a mini split. It has internal units, separate units. So every single room has its own, I would call it remote control with condenser.
So there's a crawl space, correct?
Correct.
Is there any reason why you can't run the refrigerant line and electric line in a crawl space to the back?
Well, I removed existing, crawl space has mold issue. There's another issue with the house. It has drainage pipe from Tucker, which goes directly to my property. So there is mold issue in the house as well, in the crawl space.
Well, are you remediating the mold issue? You know,
Well, I
they say it's not
removed the
necessarily
ducting
safe.
system, yes. But now we need to remediate to do something with the drainage as well.
But, I mean, the refrigerant line and the electric line, they're...
Have nothing to do with mold.
Nothing to do with mold, so I can...
It's-
No, I understand, but the problem is line set, as I said. If, even to run in a crawl space, there still will be too many angles to get to every single room.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I'll try to explain. The way mini split system works. First of all, one single outdoor unit. It depends how many rooms. Every room gets its own refrigerant line. Why? Because let's say I'm planning to put 5 of them, so it means I need to run 5 refrigerant lines. The way it works, and that's why they call it easy to install, you take the line set from the outdoor unit, you run directly to the wall of the room, and you place the unit condenser right there. It does not work basically the same way as normal, regular AC.
Whether you come in through the side or the rear, you're still gonna have angles and you still have to run everything.
But
I
it
can't
depends.
understand
It depends.
why it's-
It depends how many. I can draw the picture.
Maybe you should have done that before you came here.
I did not know that it was very important.
I mean, you're asking us to allow you to do something that is prohibited.
No, I understand, but it was, as my understanding, it was prohibited based on the noise of the basically condenser unit, I mean, which, my understanding, 10 feet space from the property line set.
How far off of your property line is this piece going to sit?
About 7 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
How big is the unit?
How big is the unit?
Yeah.
It's a square unit, probably smaller than regular 2-ton unit. And the quieter
Ton unit is ideal in dimensions.
dimensions, probably 2 by 2,
How far away does it have to be from the house?
about 1 foot.
I asked you how far from the house.
From, you mean from my
was going
house?
To be, and you said 7 feet.
From my house?
Property line, you said, from 7 feet from the property line.
Property line,
Okay, here's my question.
yes.
From your house, how far away is the unit going to be placed?
1 foot.
1 foot.
It'll be 5 3/4 feet from the property line if it's 1 feet away, if it's 2 by 2.
And the problem, another issue, the most important one, if I'll place the unit in the back of the property, my daughter's bedroom, so basically you can climb on their unit and basically get into the window. Open window. She would be afraid to open the window.
Do you have any information about the noise level of the unit when it's operating?
55 decibel. So basically it's a little bit noisier than regular refrigerator. So for me, it's a big issue. I'll explain to you why. 5 years ago, I don't know if you heard about it, in Springfield, 12-year-old girl was walking home on Henshaw Avenue from middle school, and she was trying to pull into the car, SUV, and she ran. So that was my daughter. So for me to place the unit in the back of my property, I would not risk it. Right below her window.
How does your neighbor feel about having a unit there?
Well, I was receiving different calls. People were asking why I was sending certified mails to them. And my neighbor, I mean, she said that probably her
Sir,
wall unit,
obviously, the person's not here, so that'd be hearsay.
Right, thank you.
she said that her unit will probably silent.
Again, it's hearsay, so the board can't take it as what he's saying is accurate. Not that what you're saying is not accurate, but it can't be admissible.
Okay.
And there's no other place in the rear of the property, away from your daughter's window, to place this unit?
Sir, it's very tiny, small house. Very tiny.
You know, for
There
a
is-
person who's trying to get something from us, I think he could be a little more pleasant, you know that?
What do you mean more pleasant?
You know, right now, I'm inclined to not want to grant this variance.
Why?
Because you haven't really given me a reason why you can't put it in your backyard. I don't know how big this unit is, I don't know anything about this unit, I've never heard of it before, and I think that maybe we need more information about it.
I'm not quite understand, I mean, what do you mean more pleasant, but, I mean,
Anybody here have any additional questions? I think that we should see maybe some pictures of this unit and some information regarding its installation and so forth. I think that that's a requirement before we can make any further judgments regarding this. can come back next month, and we can review it again.
And what type of pictures would you like to see?
How about a picture of the unit itself? How about the information regarding the unit and its installation? Maybe some pictures of where it's gonna be, maybe some pictures of your backyard showing the issues.
And maybe some kind of diagram of the refrigerant lines from the unit.
Maybe you should have your installation
who's installing
person
the unit?
come and speak also
Yeah, I'd
on your
like to
behalf.
understand how it's working. I don't understand.
That might
how
be,
it's
that might be helpful.
I'm sorry, I was not aware that, I'm not air conditioning person, but I know.
Neither am I.
What is.
I wanna learn though.
Yeah, absolutely, that's
So-
what I did.
And when you provide us with a site plan, you could give us exact dimensions of how big the unit is, how far it has to be from the house, how far it's going to be from the property line, so we can make a more educated decision.
Okay, I was not aware that you need those details, specific details.
Okay.
So we can carry this
So
meeting
we will
without
carry-
notice?
Application 2018-5 for a side yard variance for an AC condenser for May. Thank you. Okay. We're gonna go to application 2018-6, Anthony Matarazzo, 10 Essex Road, Block 3602, Lot 33. It's for a side yard variance for an addition. Please come forward.
Sure.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I left mine in my car, I brought it to get repaired, and I forgot it in
Not a problem.
Once that's set up, I'll swear you both in. Will you both be testifying?
there. Anthony's my designer, so he
Okay.
made. That's a question for, you have the owner here too, I don't know.
Okay, I'll swear you both in. You ready? Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give and any evidence you present to the board is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please state your name, spell your last name, and give your address for the record. We'll start with you, sir.
Yes, my name is Salvatore Corvino, C-O-R-V-I-N-O, architect and planner. Name of the company is Salvatore Corvino, Architect and Planner, LLC.
And your business address?
111 Brookfield Avenue, Nutley, New Jersey, 07110.
Okay. And you, sir?
Anthony M. Catalano, C-A-T-A-L-A-N-O, 113 River Road, Nutley, New Jersey, 07110. I'm the project manager for Sal Corvino.
The applicant's not here? Yes.
His wife.
Oh, okay.
Will she be testifying?
I don't believe she needs to.
Okay.
She
If she does, then we'll swear her in.
Bring her
Okay.
in.
I was just curious, I didn't see the applicant.
Yeah,
Mr. Corvino, you said you're an architect and a planner?
yes,
Can you give the board the benefit of your credentials?
yes. Been an architect in New Jersey. I got my original license in New York, applied for reciprocity in New Jersey, 1987. Received my architect's license in New Jersey, and then 2 years later, received my planner's license through reciprocity as well.
And have you testified before boards in the state?
At least a few hundred times, yes.
Okay.
Not this board, but a number of boards in the area, so.
Okay, and is your license current in New Jersey?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, we'll accept his credentials.
Okay.
You can proceed.
Tell us what's gonna happen here.
So we're proposing a rear covered patio, open on the sides with a covered roof, timber frame columns on piers. The addition is for expansions and outdoor entertainment that's protected from the weather. Existing property is an existing non-conforming lot size, just slightly under 10,000 square feet, at 9460, where 10,000 is required. And we have a non-conforming lot width, where we have 60 feet rather than the 75 required for the zone. We also have a non-conforming existing side yard on that side of the house. That's the left side, if you look at the property survey. We're lining up the covered porch with the existing house. We're not going any further than the existing non-conforming. And that setback is required to be 10 feet, and we have 7.85 feet, just under 8 feet on that side. There's just enough room beyond the landing and the exit door from that dining room to provide support for the covered porch. And that is really the only entrance into the house from that porch through the dining room. So that's the purpose of violating that side yard requirement. And that's basic gist of our request.
So that's the only variance, is the side yard.
And obviously, we're building on a non-conforming lot area and lot size, but that's an existing non-conforming. We meet the lot coverage and the building coverage. We're actually, to meet the building lot coverage, we're right at 27%. We would have to remove a rear storage shed to stay within the limits, so we're right at the limit. We maxed out that addition, and we're removing the shed to stay
So the shed will
within the
keep you
requirement.
under, okay.
So the only variance that's required is the side setback? Okay, and the only thing you're gonna do is put a covered
Yeah,
patio on there?
Yeah, it's a built structure.
So it's not a patio, it's a
framed.
it's a frame.
Patio, there's piers with timbers and a framed roof. So
Is the patio, like block, or is it wood?
there's a little short wall, masonry wall, and the piers are, if you look at the elevation, there's a cap. The wall is about 2.5 feet high, and then we have timber pier columns, and then a framed roof. And it's open on all 3 sides, but the roof and the fascia of the roof is covered.
The roof itself, is that gonna be a
Anthony, turn to the elevation.
asphalt shingle
Yes,
roof? Is that gonna match
Match
the existing house?
Yeah. Correct. So,
Oh, so it's gonna look like, okay.
and
Now it
it's
makes-
slightly raised above this is a split level house, so you got a lower level here. This is at the kitchen level.
Yeah.
This is second level up. And there's a step down, and then we're entering from, in plan, we're entering on the furthest part of the patio to go down, so that you avoid having built steps.
The portion that's in the yard, is that gonna have a wall around it also with like a
There's a low-
entrance, or is
Yeah,
it gonna
there's
be
an entrance
open?
on one side. So, we had it drawn here, but we're gonna move it to the outside. It's a little better, it's there, it's away from the house, for grading purposes. So we have an entrance into the patio area.
Right, okay. And then there's a wall,
Anthony, we're gonna keep the entrance on the other side as well.
and then there's that small wall around it?
Right, so the only entrance is gonna be through here, and there's a fireplace at the end.
Now, is that all covered, or is it just a fireplace in the middle?
The whole
thing is
The whole
gonna?
thing is covered.
So fireplace is
No,
on
no.
the far end.
But the fireplace, the wall of the fireplace, is that,
No, it's open on the back.
oh, okay, so it's just the
Just the
fire,
fireplace
the
block.
fire pit,
And then
whatever?
this is a low wall, about, close to 3 feet high.
Okay,
It's a parapet wall with a cap on it. And then the only thing that really blocks you, the columns and the fireplace. So they have a view 3 directions.
is there anything beneath the, I don't know if I'm saying it properly or not, but, you have the roof, is there anything that comes down on the sides of the addition?
Just the pylon.
The only
Or just
thing
the pier-
is it's
just
a low, it's a low wall. There are piers, wider piers with a masonry wall, sort of like a parapet wall.
It's gonna be open, or it's gonna
So it's
be,
all capped. Open. And it's open.
no,
Open from there up.
bug
The roof is
shield,
down.
nothing?
But where the roof line is there anything that comes down off of the roof line?
Just at
Or is it
the
just
end,
completely open?
it's completely open. So you're looking at the doors to the dining room. The end wall, this is covered.
What is that gonna get finished in?
That's gonna match the siding on the house.
Okay.
And so.
So then the other sides are, there's nothing
Yeah,
there?
it's open from the top of that parapet, about 2.5 feet off the ground.
Okay,
I'm sorry about that. And up to about 8 or 9 feet to the underside of the soffit.
okay. And then on the other sides, it's just completely?
Say, you know, 3 sides, the other 2 sides are, this has 2 openings, fireplace takes up the middle. The other side has 3 openings, so it's equal proportion all around, it's pretty much a
Any
square.
runoff issues or anything like that?
So that's your side view.
Yeah,
Your columns,
okay, all right, that's, I got
all
it.
right, and your fireplace.
Does anybody on the board have any questions?
I just have a couple.
Sure.
So where you're gonna come through from the inside to the outside, you just didn't show the gap in the wall. There's gonna be an area where there's no wall where you can come through?
Yeah, well, we did show it there. We had the gap here, we're moving it now to that side. There'll be a few steps down to
So
get down to the
the
lower.
bottoms of the columns is not the floor level. There's the inside is lower, is,
The bottom of these columns, this floor level, is about 3 steps down from the
So when I'm looking at the
from the
proposed-
kitchen level, and then maybe another 3 steps down.
so when I'm looking at the proposed right side elevation,
Right,
somewhere along that, where you have that wall that's continuous, there's gonna be a break in the wall that comes.
right.
into
It's a
the yard.
slope. It starts up high and then slopes down, but we'll have some steps to get down to that lower level from there.
Only other question I have is because we're increasing the coverage on the lot, do they need to do any kind of dry well or anything that concerns you as far as runoff?
No, because they are within the ordinance allowable limit,
Yeah, they're
27%,
so
and
with
they're not required to provide any stormwater measures.
And I noticed there's no gutters drawn on the roof there, I assume you're gonna have some kind of gutters and leaders?
Yeah, we'll put that as, we could make that a condition.
And then where would they lead to?
Sir, could you come up and speak into the microphone? Thank you. And identify yourself for the record. I know you've been sworn in, but.
Anthony Catalano, project designer. We're going to tie in, there's existing gutters, and we're just going to tie back. There's a drain here that we're going to use to drain it out. It's existing already.
Okay.
We're going to tie into that. If not, we're going to tie into the gutters in the house and drain using those.
No drainage needed for the actual slab, or because rain will eventually, I mean, I could see if rain's going sideways.
I mean, personally, I would rather see them daylight the gutters so that they're not all connected and concentrated to the curb. I would rather you daylight those new gutters right on the property so
Right
they
on the
don't create a
property.
problem, yeah.
We could just put a
But
splash.
there's no
pad
issue
at
with the
bottom.
water on the slab?
No, no.
Well, it's gonna probably have some kind of minor slopes
Oh,
all runs
yeah,
off.
yes, there's gotta be some kind of.
You mean with a splash block at the base?
Correct,
We could do that.
correct.
And we could make
Sam,
that
could you say that once more?
I'm sorry?
Could you say that once more? What that
You said
condition would be?
daylighting?
Daylighting mean they don't connect into a system where they all go into the
They
curb.
just run off?
They run along the side of the building, and then you put a splash pad on each one, and that's where the water hits, and then distributes itself on the property.
And we could put 2 or 3 gutters, 2 or 3 drains on, around the entire perimeter.
Anybody else have any questions? Sam, you have any questions or anything? you
No,
want to add?
I think there's no engineering impact whatsoever, in my opinion, and I think it's gonna add a nice look to the building.
Is there anybody from the public that would like to be heard regarding this application? Okay. I think we can move forward here.
Just, we handed in a calculation for the coverages by line item, existing and proposed.
Was that in part of your submittal, or that's something?
He just submitted that. I have reviewed the application before and confirmed the lot coverage requirements, but he gave a detailed breakdown, so we can accept that as an exhibit
So just
A1.
wanted in test.
Sure, you know what, we'll mark that as A1, the,
Mark this as-
I guess, meaning, I guess that'll be the site plan as A1, and then your submittal, can you just describe that document, and we'll mark that as
This
A2?
is, submittal is for a breakdown of areas for both existing and proposed lot coverage and building coverage.
you have copies for the board of that?
Yes, we do.
Is
I have.
that different than,
This is a summary, this is detailed calculations. Yep.
This is just the breakdown. The end result is on there.
obviously it
but
looks more,
This is the
more
breakdown.
information.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, I think we can approve application 2018-6, Anthony Matarazzo, 10 Essex Road, block 3602, lot 33, for a side yard variance for an addition with some, couple of stipulations regarding the gutters and the leaders to be daylighted. And Sam, was there something else other than the daylighting of the leaders and the gutters?
And install the splash pad underneath
Installing the splash.
each leader.
Splash
Yep.
pads underneath each leader. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And we have a roll call.
Vice Chair Roth?
Yes.
Mr. Schnur?
Yes.
Mr. Hochstein?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen? Yes. And Chairman Fonseca?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Would you
Wait,
like
wait.
to waive right of resolution? Maybe you want to ask your client? You may want to come up here for a moment. Well, how soon, wait, 1 second.
I'm going to swear you in, ma'am. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give and any evidence you present to the board is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Please give your name for the record
Nina Matarazzo,
and your address.
10 Essex Road, Springfield.
Okay, thank you.
How soon do you want to start your project?
As soon as they can possibly
Okay.
do it.
You can waive right of the resolution. By doing so, you proceed at your own risk. If you wait for the resolution, you wait until next month when it comes before the board and we approve the resolution. There is nobody here that's contested your application, so the likelihood is probably very minor that it may happen, but it may happen. But we're willing to allow you to waive right of resolution so you can start sooner.
I'm afraid to make that decision.
You don't have to decide right now.
My husband's umpiring a game in Connecticut.
Well,
No, but you can apply for permits tomorrow if you waive the right to wait for the resolution. Otherwise, you can't apply for the building permit until the resolution. I would advise you do it.
the worst thing that happens is that you apply for the permits and then you have to wait. So,
Yes, I know, but I'm more cautious than he is. All right.
is that a yes or a no?
Yes, it's a yes.
Okay. Lots of luck and, lots of luck.
Good luck.
I did.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Was I sleeping?
Maybe.
Okay, just checking. I think I was sleeping.
No, it's okay.
Trust me, I would have been waiting.
Oh, yeah, he would have said so.
Check with him, tell him.
Yeah, talk to Sam.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Take care.
Has application 2018-4 arrived?
Yes.
Please come forward.
Good evening, sir. I'll swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear testimony you're about to give and any evidence you present to the board is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thanks. Please give your name for the record, spelling your last name, and, yeah, please speak in the microphone. You might want to raise
Well,
it.
you can raise that up a little bit. There you go.
Please give your name for the record, spelling your last name.
Malonum Orleans, last name Orleans,
And your address, please.
2 Lynn Drive, Springfield, New Jersey.
Okay, thank you.
Tell us what you want to do.
Well, basically, we want to keep the height of our fence at 6 feet on the right side instead of bringing it, well, keeping it at 6 feet instead of bringing it 8 feet also. We just want to keep it the whole, I think it's about 10 or 11 feet out wide. And on the left side also, we were told that we have to cut it down to 4 feet instead of keeping it at 6 feet. So we just want to keep that at 6 feet also.
Okay. The ordinance states that you're not supposed to bring a fence beyond the rear of your home. And I did pass by your home today, and I looked at it, and I can appreciate you wanting to have the 6-foot fence on the South Springfield side, you know, for the reasons that were stated. So I don't really see that as being so much of an issue. On the left side of the house, as you're facing the house, I don't understand why you have to bring the fence all the way to the very front of your house. That really doesn't make any sense. It doesn't look very appealing. I think that you should be able to stop the fence at the rear of the home, and then, like everybody else, bring it over to the dwelling.
Okay. So you would just like it to be in more than cut at 4 feet?
Well,
I know.
this is the rear of your home.
Correct.
Okay. And to carry this all the way to the front of your house really is not right. And I think it should be stopped right here and brought over to the house. This I don't have an issue with, again, because, you know, it's a very busy street, and you also do have shrubbery and so forth on the other side. But I think that this should have to come back to the back of the house.
Okay. Could it stay at 6 feet high also, or would we have to bring that down?
To the back of the house, it's
To the back of the house, 6 feet is fine.
Okay.
And then you can come right across over here, and you've got a nice sized yard, and you've got the privacy over here, and it's enclosed. But this would have to be removed.
Okay, just remove completely though?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're talking about like where it says 17.51
Yeah,
that
go
comes
straight
straight
across.
across?
Yes.
With a 6 foot or 4 foot there?
That could be 6 feet there.
Which one?
The one
On the side where it comes back and meets the corner of the house.
That's 4 feet.
is that still 4 feet?
From the beginning of the house to the
From the
back of the
back.
house.
No. If they come to the rear of the house and then come across.
That can be 6 feet.
That can be 6 feet.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so you can do that.
Okay.
And I think we're okay with that. Does anybody have any questions?
I just have one question. Do you have any concerns about line of sight if they put a 6-foot fence and that it's coming out onto a busy road? Is there any concerns about being able to see traffic because of the fence?
No, not really. I mean, I drive by there all the time, and the fence is already up, so I don't see an issue, but it's up.
Yeah, when you pull out, if you're pulling onto South Springfield from Lynn Drive, the fence, that is
No, it
not,
doesn't,
that's not
it doesn't-
impacting anything.
No.
And if you're making a right onto the street, it's not doing anything.
Right.
Just want to make sure coming out of Lynn Drive that there's.
No, I think that would have
no
probably been picked up a while ago.
It's far enough from the front.
Yeah, 'cause you have
cause
all
any
this room.
Site
Right.
issues.
What, so, if it's facing the house on the right side, is a 4-foot fence?
There's a 4 foot in the front, and then there's a 6 foot on the side.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
no,
so-
it's just as a note, the location of that 6 foot shown on the survey is not accurate.
Okay.
Because that really fence is on the property line, which is right by the black line. And he's showing it to be, I don't know, a few, 7, 8 feet or more into the property. That is not the way it's installed. It's still not gonna make a difference because it's on the property line and it's not gonna have an impact on site triangle. But just wanted to make the record straight that this location is not accurate where the fence is shown.
Just to point out one other thing, your application says 5 feet high,
Yes.
but the fence is 4 feet.
Right, I think you guys wanted it to be,
Well,
Well, the ordinance
What do you
states
want?
that there's no fence in the front yard,
oh, okay.
so.
Which means you have to go 30 feet from the front line on both sides, South Springfield and Lynn Drive. Has to be 30 feet in from your property line, which you do not have.
Right.
So again, the part of the fence on the South Springfield Avenue side, we can live with that.
Okay,
On the other side of the house, where you have a neighboring home,
right,
the fence has to stop at the rear of your house and then come across.
okay,
So you have to remove however many sections of fence and the 4 feet that came across
okay.
from there.
And then could the 4 feet cut through,
You can use 4 feet if you want to,
Okay.
or
But you
you
can
can
go
do
up to
6 feet.
6 feet.
Because
okay,
it's the back of the house.
okay. No, I'm just saying, coming across, so when it like connects with our house, it could,
It can be 6
It-
feet if you want.
It could be up to 6 feet
could
if
be
you'd
okay,
like.
okay.
Yeah, because you're at the back of the house, you can go to 6 feet.
Okay, okay,
Because you're
okay.
connecting at the back of the house, as opposed to the front of the house.
okay, all right.
I mean, if you already have a gate in that 4 foot, you might want to just reuse it, but if you want to buy new, you can put a 6 foot
Right.
gate in.
Okay,
And just to be clear, you'll move the left side fence back, at least according to the survey, it's 33 feet.
right,
So you move that back 33 feet and come across
okay.
to meet the corner of the house.
Oh, it doesn't have to meet the corner of the house, right?
The back
Now,
corner
now
of the
you,
house.
now you confuse me.
Yes,
So it
this
just
fence
has-
has to
Okay.
stop here at the back
All
corner of
right.
the house.
This is the front of your house.
Right,
This is the rear of your house.
Right.
Right now, you have the fence coming up to
Right.
this point.
right.
It can't.
So it just has.
It's gotta stop here.
Stop here.
Okay, so it doesn't have to
So-
come in.
So everything that you put from here going forward has to be removed. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna connect the fence to the rear of your house over here.
Okay.
Just like you had in the front, you could just move it,
Oh, I could just move it back?
Yeah, to the back
Okay,
of
so
the
I don't
right
have to
house.
like move the whole fence to the
You
left?
need to remove
Yeah, I know I have to remove it.
all of this that's in,
I just come
33
like,
feet of
show you
fence.
what I-
yeah, it's 30 feet.
Everything in
Sam.
orange needs, on the, facing the house on the left side.
What,
no. See, you're gonna remove all this, and you're gonna remove that. And where this fence is, you're just gonna bring it,
You can actually take the piece that you had in front if you want, the 4 foot, and just move it back to that. Because it has a gate.
it's fine.
So you're okay with that, right?
Yeah.
You're okay with what they propose?
Yeah,
Okay.
So my question is in the front right of the house.
what's the requirement for the fence? What are the actual requirements in the ordinance?
The ordinance does not allow any fences in the front yard, and the front yard is the first 30 feet from the property line back.
Okay,
And that's on both sides, South Springfield Avenue and Lynn Drive. So he has 2 front yards.
right, he's a corner lot, I got
Correct,
that.
yeah.
So, and it's 6 feet,
In
the height permitted is a 6-foot high fence?
in the backyard is 6 feet allowed,
Okay,
and the side yard from the back property line all the way to the back of the house, you can have 6 feet. Then from the back of the house to the front of the house, you can have 4 feet.
okay. So,
Sam, I think her question was if, for the Lynn Drive side.
Yes.
the front yard, it looks like the front of the house is set back at 30 feet .02.
Correct, but when you measure from South Springfield Avenue, you don't have 30 feet. So you have that section in the front, even though it's set back
None of it is.
30 feet,
Is legal.
it still violates the setback on South Springfield Avenue.
There's 2 fronts.
So it
right
it's all
side.
violates the ordinance any way you look at it.
He's okay here.
So Sam's point is this, if it was
So
just
my
this,
piece of
it'd be
property is
okay.
not a
But
corner
because
lot,
of
I
this,
don't have
it
no,
validates the whole thing.
I have all exposed property.
That's what Sam's saying.
And I have a fence that
I
was
think you look
Sam?
at,
there before I got there.
can you just, I think you look at it as 2 frontage, period. This maybe, listen. What?
He has 30 feet, which means he complies. But because this is a front yard, that section of the fence, the first here does not comply, like all of this does not comply, only this piece that complies. Because compared to here, he has to have 6 feet.
Right. However, that is one variance on the front. Then you look at this, and my question is, this is 30.2, why are they 4 feet? This one is 30.
Well, yeah, but if, it's there.
But I don't think you read the whole thing.
That's not what they're saying. Okay. So to clarify then, my understanding of this is that he can go from the rear of the house, off of Lynn Drive, from the rear of the house to the back at 6 feet.
Correct.
And he can also have a 4-foot fence on the side from the rear of the house to the front.
If we were to give him a variance for that. It's not an if, there's no, right now, the ordinance says there is no fence in a front yard.
No,
But it's 30 feet back from the front
The front yard
yard.
is the first 30 feet, so the first, he does not violate the front yard in that section. So he's entitled to a 4-foot
Well,
fence.
then, if you want to take your 6-foot fence on the Lynn Drive side and have them reduce it to 4 feet, you can do that.
Could it stay at 6 feet though?
No.
No.
So you can either remove it, or you can cut it down to 4 feet.
The whole,
No, just from the back of the house to the
35
front of the house.
can you just show me that again?
This piece right here.
From here to here, you can go down to 4 feet,
You can cut 2 feet off and put a.
or you can
cap on it.
remove it.
Right, okay, yeah. So I thought you guys were talking about.
No, we're talking on, that's the South Springfield.
Right,
This is Lynn Drive.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Tony, can you just, I'm confused with these orange lines, so just walk me through exactly what you said.
No problem. On the South Springfield side,
Yeah.
we will allow the 6-foot because of, it's a busy road.
Yeah.
It's not residential over there, gives them some security, privacy, et cetera. They have a 4-foot fence going across here.
Right.
So that's fine, so that'll stay like that. They're allowed to have 6 foot across here, they're allowed to have 6 foot to the rear left corner of the home.
Right.
From that point coming forward, because of the distance, they can have a 4-foot fence. Right now, it's a 6-foot fence. So they can either remove this piece there in its entirety, or they can have it cut down to 4 feet.
Okay.
Do you have a preference?
Oh, wait,
I just-
there's one more
just-
question.
Can I just talk
I
to
just
my
wanted
mom?
just to be
let
clear.
Yeah,
her-
she can be sworn in and say,
You want to ask something?
No, I just wanted to, the application says 5 feet, so I just want to make sure that, he wrote down 5, we're approving 4, that we're,
Yes, that will be stipulated and
Right.
so forth.
There's definitely a,
Yeah, he
I mean, the
can't
fence
have
is
that.
already there.
I'm speaking Creole.
that's okay.
That's,
yeah,
What is you want to do?
they're speaking Creole.
Oh, that's fine. I think it was actually nice of what they said what they were doing.
he's allowed to have this. But there's, even though,
Let's call
yeah, that's all right, but the law hasn't really demonstrated that, although we know that anyway. There's, and you have to, so.
I think we'll cut it down 4 feet from,
From the back of the house?
yeah, from the back.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, so that 33 feet has to go from 6 to 4, and just.
The whole. but-
Just the first
The
30
first
feet.
33
Yeah,
feet,
okay, okay.
the side of the
Front-
house.
front-
All right,
Yeah,
okay,
on the left side.
All right, okay, we're good.
It's okay. It's all right. Are there any other questions from the board? Is there anybody from the public that would like to be heard about on this application? Okay, all right. So, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna approve application 2018-4 for Viennaire Orleans at 2 Lynn Drive, block 3603, lot 12, for front yard variance for the fence. On the South Springfield side of the house, we're gonna allow the 6-foot fence to stay as it is, and the 4-foot fence to come to the right front corner of the home. On the Lynn Drive, or left side of the house, from the rear corner of the house coming forward, the 6-foot fence will be cut down to a 4-foot fence, and then you'll retain the 4-foot fence from the corner of the property to the front of the home. All right? You've agreed to that. We're good with it, so I'd like to ask for an approval for the application.
I'll make a motion to approve application 2018-4 for a fence variance.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
May we have a roll call?
Mr. Hochstein?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
Yes.
Mr. Schnur?
Yes.
Ms. Cohen?
Yes.
Vice Chair Roth?
Yes.
Chairman Fonseca?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Good luck.
Have a good night.
Can we give him time limit to do this, because I don't want this to take forever?
6 weeks?
Okay. All right.
So you gotta have this done in 6 weeks.
Okay.
Right?
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice evening.
Right, right. Got it. Motion to adjourn.
Oh. May we have a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Second.
I'll second.
Perfect. Now may we,
Yeah.
Probably an attorney and actually put on a case.
Yes.
what's that? Yeah, that's what I want.
Can I see where